Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode on No, but seriously, let me explain. Hosted by the beautiful, intelligent Earth Angel Lala Davi. This podcast was designed to provide detailed business advice, next level resources, personal credit tips, and relatable relationship knowledge. Be sure to bookmark this page and subscribe because we wouldn't want you to miss any valuable content. And if you're struggling with poor credit, don't even worry about it. Just text Help My Credit to 507-400-3426. That's 507-400-3426. We have live agents standing by to cater to all your service requests. And now that that's out the way, let's make room for what the host has to say. Lala Davi, do your thing, girl.
Welcome to No, but seriously, let me explain. This phenomenal podcast series will keep you fully engaged with all the tips and tricks that you need in order to be successful, while also providing you with plenty of flavor. I am your lovely host, Lala Davi, and today we'll be talking to all of the lovers in this episode of Soul Ties, Karmic Debt, and the fine print of just vibing. It's the spiritual receipts nobody has warned you about. Yeah, those. Have you ever felt haunted by a person long after the relationship ended? Almost like your spirit couldn't fully detach? No, be honest. At this big grown age, we should all know that sexual relationships create deep emotional, spiritual bonds. The Bible says that the two will become one flesh. And this is shown in 1 Corinthians 6, verses 16. So, what does this mean? Well, this means that every intimate connection leaves some type of imprint on your soul, whether it's a healthy one or unhealthy. Not all soul ties are good. Some can hold you back, some can cause emotional pain, or just make it hard to move on. No, but seriously, let me explain. What do you think will hurt more? Losing someone that you love, or just realizing that they were a karmic mirror showing you everything that you needed to heal? Let's be real for a moment. How many of us are out here signing invisible contracts with people we wouldn't even co-sign a loan for? No, I'm serious. It really just gets really deeper than that. And it's much deeper than, the good vibes and little cute hangout sessions, aka those little cute dates. Like, you could be really just out here tying your energy and future to someone you barely even know spiritually. Ever wondered why you can't shake them, or why the drama feels karmic, or why healing just feels like you're going through a spiritual boot camp? Let's talk about it. Because that one situationship could either be your awakening or your downfall. So, we all know that you tuned in because you want to know more about soul ties, aka the real reason why you're still thinking about your ex. Let me break it down a little bit. There's 2 different types of soul ties, of course. There are those godly soul ties, and these are pretty much the soul ties that are really healthy and balanced and non-psychotic bonds, you know what I'm saying? Made through love and trust, of course, and prayer. You guys prayed about the same thing, and an actual emotional maturity. The kind between 2 real partners, real ride or die friends, or family that doesn't secretly wish you'd all fail. Yeah, those. And then the other ones we have is those ungodly soul ties. Yeah, welcome to the toxic wasteland. These delightful little disasters form when you hook up with Mr. or Mrs. Red Flag and then just ignore all of the warning signs. And then next thing you know, you're sitting up here spiritually handcuffed to a hot mess express. Spoiler alert, Netflix and jail can really cost you more than just your dignity. Like, these soul ties, they're a messy bed that you make and you may not ever escape. Let's get something real straight, real quick, because soul ties are real, not just some urban legend made up to scare you out of your hot girl or city boy phase. You know what I'm saying? When you jump into a bed, of course, or emotional entanglements, I should say, with someone, you're not just exchanging fluids. You're exchanging frequencies. You're exchanging traumas, karmic homework, and assignments, and sometimes a lifetime of spiritual debt. But congratulations, because you might have just pair bonded yourself to a walking, talking karmic lesson. And yes, pair bonding, the fine art of emotionally and energetically duct taping yourself to another human. Sometimes one you wouldn't even let pick a Netflix movie. And here's the kicker right here, because a lot of the times people can be tied to multiple people at once. So if you thought you can only be tied to one person or have one soul tie out there, no. You can most definitely be tied to multiple people. Because why? Soul contracts are not out here wondering, who you vibing with or whatever, or if it was serious or not. Energy is energy. Vibes are contracts. Karma does not do casual hookups. It's a full commitment or bust. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you find yourself entangled with a karmic bond, don't panic. Not just yet anyway. Like, that person will mirror your deepest insecurities. They will trigger your unresolved trauma and push you to question everything about yourself. And welcome to the DIY Spiritual Awakening Starter Packet, because, it comes complete with confusion, some crying, TikTok tarot readings, and possibly even some restraining orders if you're not careful. Oh, and that situationship that you thought was harmless, it might just be a catalyst for your evolution or a front row seat to your emotional demolition. Either way, you're growing, right? Or at least you better be. You know what I'm saying? Like, these soul ties are serious. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, those mystical connections that just make you wonder why you're suddenly dreaming about an ex who still thinks, oh, we could totally work out, It's like the Hallmark movie. Yep, it's a thing. Because if you've ever woken up in a cold sweat, just clutching on to your pillow and thinking, what the heck was I doing with that person? Congratulations. You're definitely experiencing the whimsical world of soul ties. Like, these soul ties, they're definitely a beautiful mix of the emotional equivalent of a clingy ex who just can't let go. The type that just pops up in your dreams, lingers around in your thoughts, and somehow, whenever you're trying to enjoy a quiet evening to yourself, there's a little voice in the back of your head saying, hey, remember when we went to that terrible restaurant and had that fight about pineapples being on pizza? Yeah, that moment has a way of just sticking around, doesn't it? But let's get real for a second, because these connections can be misunderstood faster than you can say. It's complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people always feel a gravitational pull towards you, kind of like a cosmic boomerang. It's like they have a little way of thinking about you, so to speak. That radar that kind of goes off at any moment, and it can be the most inconvenient times, just reminding you that they once shared a slice of life, or at least shared, nachos at a bar one night. Like, you definitely made an impact in their lives, and believe me, they'll never let you forget it, okay? And let's not kid ourselves. Those karmic soul ties can come with some healthy lessons, okay? Like a spiritual school of hard knocks. Sure, they may have been the source of your late night snack binges and emotional roller coasters, but they've also taught you about love and about loss and just why you should never date a guy who carries more emotional baggage than a first-time traveler. But here's the kicker. When you have one of those vivid dreams about Mr. or Mrs. I can't believe I dated you, don't jump into conclusions, and start thinking the worst, okay? Because it's not a sign that you need to rekindle a flame or send up oh, hey, you remember me text? No. Let's not do that. Consider it a gentle nudge from the universe just saying, look how far you've come. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're better off being in a place where you're at now than double backing. And definitely don't try to start doubting yourselves or start thinking, hey, maybe I should take a detour back to crazy town. And yes, they might be over you, and that's perfectly okay. Just think of it like this. You're the star of a show they can't quite stop watching. Even if they're not ready for a seasonal finale, you're great by yourself, okay, baby? And sex just isn't some physical, connection that you have casually. It's a full-blown spiritual exchange, and sometimes a hot and messy one. You thought you was just catching a vibe, huh? Yeah, that's real cute. You know what I'm saying? But here's the reality. Every time you smash, you're swapping energy. And spoiler alert, not all of it is good or pure or just something that you should allow to hang around in your aura. Like, you might have thought you was just out here having a little fun, but tell me why you're suddenly feeling anxious and feeling drained, crying to these sad playlists, or even stalking your own page, just trying to figure out who you are anymore. Like, congratulations is definitely in order because you have just adopted someone else's spiritual baggage, my friend. And I hope you like carrying other people's emotional luggage without getting paid for it. Have you ever heard of something called spiritually transmitted depression? Oh yeah, that's very real because laying down with someone, marinating in unresolved trauma, and then suddenly you're the one who can't get out of bed, and then you're at a point where trying to figure yourself out, or you can't see the point in brushing your teeth. It's like a bungo cell of sadness, and it's only worse than that because you didn't even sign up for it. Like, sexually transmitted demons is a real thing. Yep, I said it. Like, people like to act like demons are just some type of Halloween decoration. Wrong. When you get busy with somebody battling inner darkness, of course, those entities just don't stay politely in their lane, okay? They hop over onto you, and then they didn't even have the decency to ask for permission first. Like, protect your energy, baby. Like, this is like protecting your PIN number at the ATM machine, because not everyone deserves access to your temple. It's your body and it's your peace. Just think of it like this. If the D was that good, it would make you better, not crazy. And if it makes you crazy, it probably has about 3 other women attached to it. You're now impulsive and emotional, and it's only because you're taking on other unknown energies. Now, think of this for a second. Who have you been intimate with? Just think of the lately, parts, not going all the way back to, your first experience. Of course not. But who have you been intimate with lately? No judgment. Okay, maybe a little. But have you felt off emotionally or mentally or even spiritually since then? Are you still replaying the energy of someone that you left behind, but somehow they're still lingering in your head like a bad pop song? Yeah, that's what we call a soul tie, baby. It's not just nostalgia. It's a spiritual residue. Clearing your energy is not just some cute self-care routine that you're doing on the regular. It's survival, whether it's prayer or you're doing spiritual baths, fasting, therapy, or even straight up celibacy. Whatever it takes to reclaim your power, do it. Call your power to you because it's yours. You didn't give anyone authority, or you didn't consent to these sexually transmitted demons to come and just cause you emotional wreckage. Like, soul ties will definitely wreck your life and sanity. Emotional baggage can't move on its own. Still thinking about somebody who treated you like a clearance sale? Well, congratulations. You're emotionally constipated at this point. And that unexplained bad luck, but the opposite, your job falling apart, money disappearing, your hair thinning out of nowhere, is not just life. Or maybe it could be. But it can also be that karmic junk that you picked up when you was trying to just see where things could go from here. Like, we're not interested in the spiritual contamination. And that's basically where you're sleeping around, with just anybody. Sleeping around isn't just about swapping germs. It's a full-blown spiritual garage sale at this point. And guess what? That guy's whose life was, a soap opera, now you just got involved. You just got entangled. You know what I'm saying? Like, you took home more than memories, okay? And this type of emotional damage can have you feeling drained, depressed, and you're not just tired, baby. You're not. You're carrying their broken dreams, their emotional damage, and unresolved mommy and daddy issues. Hope you like secondhand misery, because they just passed it down to you like they was passing off a little good luck kiss. You know what I'm saying? We have to know when to break free of these bad soul ties. And you have to recognize when you have them, because it's not fun to keep them lingering around in your energy. And once you really recognize and acknowledge it, you have to admit it. They were toxic. Your intuition was screaming, and you stayed anyway. Shame on you for that. But nah, for real, no shame. It's just wisdom for next time. Learn how to cut all ties with this person or whoever you've been dealing with. Delete their number, return that hoodie, burn that playlist. Ghost harder than Casper if you have to. No checking in, no text allowed. Now is the time to be praying and to cleanse your energy. Bring out that sage, flick out that holy water, Florida water, or maybe do an exorcism if you need to. Light a candle, cry a little. Just cleanse your soul like it's finals week. You need to learn how to forgive and heal, because dragging resentment around is like drinking poison and waiting for them to die. But in all, I just want you to be mindful of any future connections that you're thinking about building. Listen to your gut and trust the red flags. If they start talking in circles, dodging accountability, or even call their ex crazy unprovoked, it's your time to run. Go ahead and run, baby. There's the door. The door. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you might want to think about manifesting what you want versus trying to go out and see what a vibe takes you. Yes, manifestations are real, just like soul ties are real, and energy transfer is real. But the point that I'm trying to make is there's a part that they conveniently forget to print on these cute vision boards and Pinterest quotes with all the butterflies and gold funds. You're not just manifesting dream vacations, money bags, and true love. You're also manifesting brand new soul bonds, trauma loops and karmic smackdowns based on your current vibration. So if you're vibrating at an all-time low, and when I say vibrating at an all-time low, that could equal abandonment issues dripped in unhealed daddy wounds. Guess what? You're not pulling a soulmate. You're pulling a walking emotional trigger who looks good in dim light, but will most definitely leave your spirit in a ditch somewhere. Yeah, I said it. He'll definitely call ghosting you protecting his peace. Oh, wow. How thoughtful, you know? Also, your mouth is a wand. So use your words wisely because your words are spells. Speak good energy and good things into your life. Like speaking chaos all day. Don't be shocked that, your life looks like a season of Maury mixed with The Walking Dead. Because you are what you say and you speak how you feel, right? So, if you keep saying things like, I only attract clowns, or men ain't shit, or all these women are users, guess what, magician? Congratulations, you just bagged yourself one. Another red-nosed bozo is already warming up in your DMs with a what you doing text at 2 o'clock in the morning. Stop blaming Mercury retrograde. You manifest that circus yourself. And while we're at it, we're keeping things real cute and honest. Like, the Bible wasn't lying. The tongue can bring life or death. So if you're constantly out here gossiping, ranting, or speaking negativity over your life and others, don't cry when reality turns into the same chaos that you was joking about. Your harvest is coming, baby, and it's bringing everything you accidentally ordered with your reckless mouth. Meanwhile, science is finally catching up with the ancient wisdom. I always knew this would happen. Stop saying that. The future of healing is a frequency. Sound heals, words heal. But guess what? Guess what else vibrates? No, just guess. Yeah, your unprocessed trauma. That's your unhealed heartbreak, that low-key bitterness that you keep posting about in these funny memes. Yeah, you're a walking broadcast tower, and energy doesn't lie. Even when you Photoshop your spirit on Instagram. Here's the ugly secret that they won't tell you. You absolutely don't attract what you want. You attract what you're emotionally and energetically vibrating to. Okay? Your vision board isn't in charge. Your open wounds are definitely matchmaking behind your back. So, if you're wondering why your manifested relationships feel more like karmic lessons than divine unions, you might just want to check the frequency that you're actually putting out. Like, heal the wound, or just go ahead and relive that cycle if you like. Your soul, your ties, is your choice. If you heal and you ascend, you move on to bigger and better things. So just think of it like graduating from the 8th grade. You can't keep dating 8th graders once you're in college. It's illegal. And besides, it's embarrassing, right? Same concept, but with emotional and spiritual maturity. If you stay wounded, stagnant, and petty, well, you get to keep repeating that same class, just with new pretty faces and the same lessons over and over again. And maybe worse haircuts, who knows? And here's the final sprinkle of salt on your karmic margarita. If you just so happen to hurt a spiritual person, baby, especially one right in the middle of their awakening, ooh, congratulations. You're now opening up a new karmic credit line that you can't afford. Their pain, their tears, their growth, all of that gets written down somewhere, okay, in the Akashic records, wherever. And you, my dear, the chaos agent, might soon be blessed with your own VIP ticket to the dark night of the soul. No refunds, no exchange. And no sage is going to cancel that trip. So go ahead and start praying or something, because you're out here trying to force a situationship into a soul contract or some type of soulmate contract, doing emotional cartwheels to make it work. Meanwhile, he's out here acting like he doesn't even know your middle name. Plot twist. You're not just dealing with him anymore. You accidentally created a soul tie, one that's clinging harder than a Wi-Fi in the basement. And guess what? Love is not enough if all it ever gives you is anxiety, overthinking, and a playlist full of sad songs. Real love doesn't leave you feeling like you just lost a boxing match with your self-worth. No one, and I mean no one, wants a broke heart that keeps getting overdrafted in their energy account. And definitely, most definitely, nobody wants to keep betting on a two-time loser who keeps showing their lack of emotional maturity. Yet somehow you keep doubling down. A soul tie will have you addicted to potential instead of paying attention to the patterns. It'll have you mistaking breadcrumbs for loyalty. It'll have you, glamorizing pain because love is supposed to be hard sometimes, right? No, when really it's not supposed to feel like an emotional Russian roulette every Tuesday. Bottom line, you can't heal by clinging tighter to the things that broke you. You can't create a future while dragging dead weight from a karmic situation you knew wasn't sent by God. It was sent by your unhealed wounds. So learn to love yourself enough to snip the tie before that tie snips you. And if your intuition just starts to whisper sweet nothings to you like, he's no item, please don't like this dude, he don't wife him, he one nights him, listen to this anxiety and self-sabotage talking. That's your spiritual security system sounding a full alarm, a full-blown code red. Yes, I said it. You see, when your intuition starts to throw you these little hints and clues, it's not being a hater. It's just trying to keep you from signing up for a limited time soul tie with a lifetime of consequences. Yes, because here's the thing about soul ties. They don't really care if it was just a hookup. They don't really care if you was just lonely that night. Energy is energy. And once it's exchanged, baby, it gets sticky, okay? Now, picture this. You ignore the warning. You think, oh, but he's just so fine. Oh, my goodness. Or, baby, he got bank in the bank. Like, he got the money on, okay? Or, but he said, good morning, beautiful. No, he's not, okay? He's not different at all. Like, you'll end up trading your peace for a few nights of attention and unknowingly downgrading his spiritual virus right into your energy field. And then guess what? Congratulations. You're now walking around confused, emotionally drained, and craving someone who wouldn't even text you back if he was held at gunpoint. This is how ungodly soul ties are born. Yes, they're born like this, my friend. It's like buying a used mattress off Craigslist because it looked clean, only to find out it's infested with bed bugs and bankruptcy energy. But by the time you notice, it's already too late. Now you're scratching, now you're crying and Googling emergency spiritual cleanse at 3 o'clock in the morning. Meanwhile, he's somewhere out here living his best non-committal life. Never once thinking about the spiritual warfare he left in your bed. The moral of the story is, my babies, is if your inner voice starts quoting breakup lyrics before you even get attached, believe her. Yes, believe her. Your intuition is like your ride or die, that voice that doesn't ask you to split the bill or ruin your credit, of course. Soul ties aren't just formed through love. They're formed through desperation, through loneliness, and bad judgment wrapped in, hey, you up? type of text. And trust me when I say this, because you don't want to lay your soul down where loyalty, healing, and true connection never even showed up to the party. When it comes to soul ties, blocking someone isn't just okay. It's spiritual self-defense. So think about this. If someone has access to your energy, to your heart, to your mind, to your body, and that connection becomes toxic, manipulative, draining, or just plain unhealthy, why on earth will you leave that door open, even if it's just cracked open for them to crawl back in? Why would you do that? Like, that's just like fumigating your house for roaches and then leaving the window wide open because maybe they changed their mind, they want to come back in. No, babe. Roaches don't change. They multiply. When you're breaking a soul tie, one of the biggest steps is cutting off the energetic cords. Not half-assing it neither. No. And when I say half-assing it, that's like saying, I'm going to see if we can still be friends just for a little bit. And no. Definitely not. You're not leaving your phone wide open for a midnight I miss you ambush. No. Blocking isn't petty. It's protection. You're choosing peace over confusion. It's like saying, I value my healing more than your access to me type of thing. It's you refusing to let a past version of you keep answering the door for chaos. Like for me, I love blocking people because first of all, you're not finna stress me out on my cellular device, sir. Okay? And here's the hard truth. You can't heal in the same space that you got hurt in. You can't break a soul tie if you're still leaving breadcrumbs for them to find you. And clearly, you can't manifest a healthy relationship if you still emotionally hoarding the energy from someone who treated you like an option. Block them, heal, and move on. It's time to elevate. And if they wonder why, just tell them, my energy protection is a non-negotiable, sweetie. I'm sure your ex is probably out here playing the victim, painting you as the villain in his, story with his new girlfriend. And she's probably out here just grinning like she just hit the jackpot. 2 clowns, 1 circus. He doesn't realize anything. Like, you never were the problem. You were just the mirror that exposed all of his unresolved baggage. Now, old girl is about to learn that these soul ties don't care about his pretty little lies. They're going to slap her with the same karmic lessons you tried to warn her about. But hey, let them have their own show. Just make sure the next act doesn't involve you getting pulled right back in. We have come to a very short commercial break paid for by our lovely sponsors, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this message.
Yeah, what up, ATL? Look, you ballin', you bad and bougie with bad credit. That's most of y'all. Well, look, man, that's why y'all need to call my people at Exchange Credit Repair. That's right, Exchange Credit Repair will help you scrub them inquiries, get rid of them collections and bankruptcy. They'll even take child support off. I didn't even know they put child support on credit. Woo-wee! And boost your credit score. Let's get that credit score where you want so you can go get what you want. And if you mention Streets 945, you get a 35% discount. Hein? So call my people right now at 678-420-5553, 678-420-5553, or visit my people at exchangecreditrepair.info. Exchange Credit Repair is a credit counseling business with experienced credit repair experts standing by to assist you right now. When I made this deal with them, I said, look here, you ain't got to pay me for the commercial. Just put my credit score where I want so I can go get what I want. When I went to them, they treated me like family. My privacy was all the way respected. They quick to fight for a client's right with the Bureau of Credit, creditors, and debt collectors. Conveniently located at 1 West Court Square in Decatur. Tell them Shout sent you.
Oh, so what? You thought these casual flings wouldn't come with the price tag? Oh, that's cute. But here's the thing. Soul ties are like tattoos that you got on the drunken impulse. Easy to get, but now you're stuck with it forever. And removing it, yeah, it's not as simple as some laser treatment. It's a lifelong commitment, whether you want it or not. For the love of divine timing, healing, and the little bit of mental stability that you have left, be careful who you share your space with, your energy with, and your bed with. No, but seriously, I'm talking to you. Every soul tie is a contract, one that binds you emotionally, spiritually, and sometimes financially, thanks to that toxic ex who still want their stuff back. Some of these contracts are just like those no return policies. Once you've signed off on it, you're in it for the long haul. And trust me, they don't come with a cancellation fee. Oh, and the fine print? Yeah, you'll pay the price later. And by later, I mean when you're still spiritually tied to someone who couldn't even spell commitment if it was tattooed on their forehead. Pick your partners like you pick your heart surgeons. Not because they've got a killer smile, but because they actually know what they're doing and they're committed to healing. Like, I'm very sure you wouldn't just let just anyone operate on your heart, would you? Of course not. Because why on earth would you let anyone operate on your heart that doesn't have a degree? And that should be the same thing that goes to you allowing someone to just operate on your soul. And listen, I know it's very tempting. You might just so happen get this good night text coming from a fine brother. Like it feels warm, like a warm hug to your inner chaos. But the truth is, some people bring more baggage than your local airline. Keep your energy in check and be intentional about who you share it with. Stay aligned with what you truly want. If you keep letting old soul ties drag you back into the same mess, then you're just letting yourself live in, a rerun of a show that you've already canceled before. Life is too short to keep dealing with energy vampires who leave you drained and confused. Embrace lessons that you've learned. Laugh at those memories that were only meant to teach you about yourself. And definitely keep moving forward like the fabulous, high vibrational person you were always meant to be. The right people will come around when you stop giving your energy to the wrong ones. Remember, soul ties are like gym memberships that you forgot to cancel. They keep charging your soul even after you've moved on. Keep your soul credit intact. Choose wisely and let those toxic cords unravel with every step forward. Thank you for joining us on this podcast journey. We hope that you have found this information valuable. To our fantastic listeners, your support means the world to us. Share the insights with a friend. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more exciting content. A massive thank you for being a part of No, but seriously, let me explain. I am your host, Lala Davy, the one with all the sauce, of course. Until next week, stay bold, beautiful, and brilliant. Love ya.